Thank you for joining me for yet another unboxing video, and today we have more RPG goodness. This time we're talking Pathfinder RPG. Flip mat, haunted battlefield, wet, dry, and permanent markers erase from the mat. It's a 24 by 30 inch mat with 1 inch squares on each side. Remember, 1 inch squares equals 5 feet in gameplay. Call to arms. Whether your players are engaged in a pitched otherworldly battle or stumble across the haunted echoes from a previous war, no game master wants to draw out an entire battlefield. Fortunately, with the latest Pathfinder flip mat, you don't have to. This line of gaming maps provides ready-to-use and captivatingly detailed fantasy set pieces for the busy game master. Place Pathfinder flip mat haunted battlefield on your table and dive right into the action. This set includes a durable double-sided flip mat measuring 24 by 30 inches. Unfolded and 8 by 10 folded. Usable by experienced GMs and novices alike, this Pathfinder flip mat fits perfectly into any game master's arsenal. Of course, directions for use. A special coating on each flip mat allows you to use wet erase, dry erase, and permanent markers with ease. Removing permanent ink is easy. Simply trace over any permanent mark with a dry erase marker and wait 10 seconds. Then wipe off both marks with a dry cloth or a paper towel. Of course, this is brought to you by the great people at Paizo Incorporated. For more information, go to paizo.com/Pathfinder. This was released in 2024. And the cost is $19.99. So let us crack this bad boy open and see what kind of goodness we have on the inside. So you guys know I love me some Pathfinder and Starfinder maps, flip maps, and you guys know I also have done a lot of unboxings for these, so whenever I see one that I don't have, I always rush to go pick it up. Of course, the dust jackets, some people chuck them out. I always keep them because I like looking on the side, so when I know what I need them looking for, it's right there. The information's right there for me. So again, we've got ourselves our 2 different battlefields. We have a graveyard basically, and we also have a city on fire. So let's check these out. Now again, anytime we pick up a new map, you know as well as I do, we gotta crack it. We gotta crack it. Have to crack the map. Have to. This way, it flattens right out every time. So there's definitely a method to my madness, and I do this every time I get a new map, especially one from Paizo, who personally, me, I think they make the best flip mats around. Highly recommend. All right, so we have the 3 sides. We have the 3 folds in the map, and of course we're going to start off with the bottom half. Again, for me, always the name always indicates the top of the map for me. So we start at the bottom. Again, the cartography is beautiful. The attention to details, second to none. The colors, the combination of colors, the attention to detail, everything second to none. Again, to me, Pathfinder, or I should say Paizo, Pathfinder, Starfinder maps are by far the best in the industry, without a question. And probably Loc mats probably come second to them. I really enjoy those as well. But Paizo, these guys they do a heck of a job with it. And they also put out, I think, more than anybody else does as well. So there's your center point right there. And we're moving on to here. Again, this is wide open. Wide open area. And then we have a haunted battlefield right here. This is the haunted battlefield. The low-lying clouds, the cliffs on either side, really fantastic. So let's put this down here so we can see this starting at the bottom. Again, 24 by 30 inches. So 2 feet by 2.5 feet. So as we're moving along here, very, very cool. Again, you have some cliffs here, so you're going to have that. So again, if I have my guy up top here and we have a goblin who's coming down here to attack him, remember, I have the height advantage. He's going to have to take extra movement to move up the hill, while I can sit here and be ready to parry and defend against him right off the bat. Same thing, if he's down here on the low ground and I'm now coming down towards him, again, he might have a bonus to me because he's readying himself for the attack. So that's just keep that in mind. Again, pawns and figures are not included with the purchase map. Again, we're back at the center point right here. Again, as we go along here, see the low-lying clouds, which are really cool effect on the map. Again, we have some falling rubble and debris all along here. And as we continue to move forward, again, more overhanging cliffs right here, top of the map. So again, if we're going to have that battle, we put a character up top. So as you can tell right here, you can tell the height right there. Even though it's a flat map, you could still see the beauty of the height which is on here. Again, if you want to put something out there, just to indicate that there's a special area that you want to go or whatever, that's there. Point of interest, shall I say. You have a creature attacking from the top, you could do that. So he's not watching, gonna get an attack from the back. We could have a guy over here who's gonna take on that guy over here. Again, even though it's a flat map, it just shows the difference of the height right there on the map, which is really, really cool. It's a cool 3D effect. It really, really cool. Really like it. So again, what if you don't have your bad guys? What if you don't have your good guys? What if you don't have something to put there to let people know that there's a point of interest there? Well, what if you lose these guys? And you don't have a Dungeons & Dragons miniature, and you don't have a painted figure, and you don't have the pawn? Well, let me show you what you're going to have to do. You go over here, put an X here where he is, put an O up here where he is, put an X over here where the other guy is. You could put a circle with another point inside it, knowing that, or put I there for a place of interest. Again, you have your guy attacking from back here, from behind the rocks. You put him an O over here, and you draw that. Let's say instead of having a sword, he has a bow and arrow. You draw an arrow to him where you're attacking from. Again, he's doing a front assault. Again, you're bringing the arrows to it. And what you're going to do, again, once you're done with all the drawing with the dry erase marker, you wet it a little bit. You wet a piece of paper towel. You rub it right off. It comes right off. The permanent marker one I've never done, so I don't recommend using it. I've always had the wet dry erase marker, so I've never used a permanent marker on one of these maps because I don't want to take the chance of ruining it. So anyway, that is your haunted battlefield, and now we have this side, which is cityscape of a battlefield currently in progress, or you're coming to it. And again, you have your houses, you have the fire on top of them, so it looks like it's currently under siege. Again, you could use this if you wanted to. You can use this for World War II, if you want to use it for Twilight 2000, where you're coming into a village where there are shells from tanks or from a wall that's been broken that you need to come in and you need to investigate the town to get some supplies. You can use this map for that as well. It doesn't have to be just for Pathfinder. You can use this for a Starfinder mission. You can use it for anything that you'd like to use it for. Of course, it's designed for Pathfinder, but again, you can use it for any role-playing game that you want to. You could even use it for Blade Runner, the role-playing game, as well, if you want to. Right, you have a tower that's on fire, you have buildings on fire. Again, the attention to detail, the colors, everything just pops on this map, which is really, really fantastic. And then again, you have your cannon blast there, or your tank blast, or from a mortar shell, depending on what you want to use this for. Again, so again, you have a wall here too, as well as you see that. So you have to scale the wall or come in through the opening. So again, let's start at the bottom and work our way around. Really, really, really outstanding map. Turn it this way. Go ahead and move that direction. Again, when I come to this, I'm going to move forward. This is where your center point is, right there. That's your center point right there. Going back out again. Going to turn. Heading towards the top of the map. Again, turning. Working our way through things. And we are back down to the beginning again. So if we go in the center point here, we want to have a little bit of a combat situation. Again, the rough terrain, trying to make his way through the rough terrain. You have a couple of characters who are waiting for him to get through there and to attack him. Over here, we have a guy coming in, and then we have a place of interest, or we have a place of interest. The villains are coming in attacking. They're coming in to attack the city, and they want to take, say they want to take this item from them. So they're going to fight through there, go through the rough terrain, half speed, this, that, and the other thing. Okay, so there you have it. This is everything. Again, the figures just make the, again, put some pawns out there for areas of interest. It just makes the map pop just that little bit more. So there you have that. But if you don't have these pawns, you don't have the standees, you don't have the D&D figure, you don't have the painted figure, again, put your O's for bad guys, X's for good guys, put them on the map, put the area, put a direction as to the way that you're shooting, or the way that you're doing melee, or the way you're doing your attack. If you put an I for place of interest, or PI of where you're going to try to get to, that tells you, identifies exactly where your characters need to get to. And of course, all you do, wet a paper towel, rub it off, it comes right off, because this is a wet dry erase map that, again, it will not stick to it. Again, I don't recommend the use of permanent markers. I've never tried to take a permanent marker off these by what they say, but I don't recommend anything that I've never done before. But anyway, this is everything that's included, and this concludes our unboxing of Pathfinder Flip Mat Haunted Battlefield. Wet, dry, and permanent markers erased from that. Of course, it's brought to you by the great people over at Paizo. For more information, go to paizo.com/Pathfinder. As always, thank you so much for joining me for this unboxing video, which is truly appreciated. If you enjoyed the video, you may give it a thumb up and leave a comment below. You can also hit that subscribe button. This way you're kept up to date as to any time we release new content to the page. As always, thank you so much for joining us. Be safe, be well, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll catch you on the next unboxing video.